What do you think you're good at? What do you think you're
Well,
best at?
well, I guess communicating, and obviously where I've been on the other side of the window as well, I know exactly what a musician wants to hear and what they don't want to hear, and how they're feeling, probably more likely than not. So I've got a total understanding of each of them. You know, obviously their gear as well. I know. Obviously, you know, musical background I've had anyway has been quite a lot. So I've kind of got most things covered, and I know where they're coming from. So I guess communication's I'd say, was a strong point. I don't know. There's this thing about, I push faders up. I try and make it sound how I want it to be like. I don't wimp around. I normally try and get a monitor mix. I'll dive into EQ straight away. I won't sit there and think, no, I'll wait to the mix. Keep it. I'll just dive in and I'll make it sound as good as possible. Even if they're sitting waiting around, as long as I can turn it and then whack it up, put it through the SSL compressor, whack it up, and everyone can start hearing what I want from an early stage. But I don't like to be cocky, and I don't like to be imposing, or, you know, I don't want to be, you know, looking down on. I guess people know they can trust me when they know I can play what they can play as well. They suddenly relax. Do you know what I mean? I guess it's the trust factor as well of, you know, does this guy, you know, he's young, does he actually know what he's doing? I do worry about that. So I think once, you know, showing confidence in the room but not being cocky. I like to be a member of the team thing, you know. I like us all to be a good bunch of mates. And I kind of know how to push people in certain ways, whether they need mothering, whether they need discipline. You know, some people like to be driven by, you know, I don't know, being a dad figure in some ways. You know, sometimes they like that. And you hear it from the performance. You get something else out of them.
Do you still go to lots of gigs then?
Yeah.
You live in North London, do you?
Yeah. Islington way, so it's quite easy to get to Camden. You've got, you know, plenty of places, Old Blue Last, Nambucca, all the Camden stuff, like Proud Galleries, which they've changed, which I'm really gutted about. They moved it, and it used to be in a really nice part. It was really nice. It was like, out of the grotty indie gigs, that was the nice one, you know. But now they've moved it, and now it's a bit more grotty. So, Barfly, Coco, yeah.
So when you're not in the studio, you're out checking out bands.
Yeah.
Do you go up to the bands if you like them and say?
I do, yeah. No, not necessarily that. I just tell them I like them.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously, back when I was playing and stuff, well, you know, obviously that's what everyone wants to hear. And if I really, really like, I'm one of these guys that, if I like something, it's pretty rare to really, really like something, really get passionate about. So if that happens, I don't have any shame about going up to someone and saying, you know what, man, you were ace, you know, really, really good. I really like your band, you know. It's obviously tough because you don't want to scare them away and say, actually, I'll make records, and you'd be like, well, you're a bit sad, aren't you? To be like, you know. So I don't know. I do go up to them and speak to them if I really like it. And sometimes I'll say, you know what, you know, if you're looking for anything, I'd be really interested to help you out. You know, but if not, and obviously sometimes I go out and disappointed if they're already working with someone or something like that, you know. I don't want to nick anyone's gig, you know, I hate that. But yeah, a lot of time spent with live scene. It's obviously how I met everyone to start with. So I have a lot of friends as well. So it's a good kind of place to have work and fun, you know, nights out. So yeah, it's quite good.
Is there anybody you particularly would like to work with? You know, a famous band.
A famous band. I say yes because I've always wanted to when I was younger, but then every time they bring out a new album, I'm disappointed with it.
That's why they need you. Who's that?
Well, you know. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to say because I'm going to get in trouble again for saying what I don't like. I really liked the first Coldplay album when that came out.
Right.
I thought musically, you know, and, you know, I guess maybe because I was like, what was I, probably 15? I don't know how old I was, but at the age when you were at parties with your mates, you know, and you're all at sleepovers and you're all chilling out, and it's like 4 or 5 in the morning, you're there, and then you put on Coldplay. And it just, I don't know, there's something really good about it, really nice about it, but not cheesy too much, you know. But I don't like their new stuff.
Right. Well, how would you do it differently then?
I don't know, I'd take them back a peg. You know, maybe... I know bands need to progress, and I feel like they need to progress and to do something different. But I don't like that. I don't like it when bands change.
No.
Yeah, because normally, you know, 9 times out of 10 it's a bad change. You know, Oasis have changed badly. I come across really negatively, aren't I? It's really bad. I guess it's because I liked those bands so much when I was young, and now they're not doing what, you know, they could be doing. I don't know. It's tough for me. It's tough. It's very tough.
How would you sell yourself to a potential band? If you met a band you really wanted to work with, what would you say? How would you? What do you
See,
think?
that's a tough one because I don't like.
You don't sell yourself.
I don't like doing it. I'm not a keen fan of it. You know.
Rather just be.
I'd rather say, look. I'd rather say, look. This is what I've done. You know, this is what I like. I really like you. Have a look at online or whatever. See what you think. You know, and then if you like the vibe, then you tell me. I'm not going to start saying, if it's really special, I'll say, you know, you're really good, have a few beers, you know, you're really great, you know, really got to come down to the studio. But I think if I was sober, I wouldn't do that. I don't know. It's very tough because you're on a tightrope. And when I was in a band and stuff, I didn't know what a producer was. You know, I didn't know.
So you were never a train spotting, record sleeve, note reading.
No, I was a little bit, but then when I came to SAE and everyone's saying, "Oh yeah, this guy, you know, these names, all these guys, these producers and engineers," and I was like, "What are you on about? You know, I haven't got a clue what you're talking about." So obviously I've had to learn that, but I was never really a, you know, freak at looking at all the stuff. I liked listening, you know.
Do you ever have an assistant helping you out when you're in the studio? Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you delegate? Are you good at doing?
I like doing it with them.
Yeah.
I don't like the hierarchy thing at all. I don't like it, especially for me being quite young. I don't want to be the guy who's. Do you know what I mean? I hate that. So I kind of like to work with them all the time. I like opinions. You know, I like to see it as a team sort of thing. I'll normally be the one who'll go out to the shop, you know, and do the food run or whatever, you know, something like that. I won't delegate shitty stuff.
But presumably you appreciate having help then.
Of course. And obviously I'm like, yeah, anything you feel like you can add, you know, that's, you know.
Because if you're producing and engineering at the same time, that's quite a lot.
It is a lot.
Isn't it?
It is a lot. It is a lot to do. But again, I don't like working with engineers because I find it so hard to say what I'm thinking. I'd rather just get on there and do it, you know, or run out and change amps or change whatever, you know.
Do you go and play with people's guitar amps?
Yeah. We do a lot of that, a lot of guitar, changing amps, changing guitars, changing mics, you know, as much as we can within the time limit. So I do take a lot of advice from assistants, but when it comes to working with an engineer, I find I need to be there crafting. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
And what guides your tastes when you're crafting sounds and things? Do you have a sound in your head that you're trying to achieve, or?
Obviously, yes, but it always depends on each different band. I do like a lot of aggression if I feel the band needs it, or if it's worth giving a go. Hence why I really like SSL, WQ. You know, I don't like particularly overly ambient live stand, like John Bonham, for example, Zeppelin drums. I don't like, and everyone's like, what? You know, how can you hate that? It sounds great. I don't know. You know, there's something about having a direct kit. that has obviously a bit of life and a bit of room to it, but I like things to be, hard and tight. And I guess that's why I say we put the strings on the Holloway stuff, because to smooth off that, just to give it a bit of balance. I think you say today, like, you listen to records on radio, and it's got to be punchy. It's got to be, you've got to get people's ears.
Yeah.
And obviously, changing songs, you need things to be coming in, coming out. Things have to keep changing. So you've got to keep people's ears perking, because the attention spans of people, especially radio.
Yeah.
People just, you have to make them listen.